All right, so the Sacred Heart Prep Gators are going to be going to Salinas this coming Friday. But before we get into any of that, I do want to talk about the game last Friday. It was senior night, senior recognition. It was also a rivalry game between the Gators and the Menlo School Knights. And it's been fun watching these guys play all season, and I'm glad that I was able to get some of their games. But before we talk to our special guest, let's take a look back at the highlights from last Friday night. In person, this place was like a movie set. Maybe that's the reason why movie-like scenes happen then. Senior night, rivalry game, lights at the swamp on a Friday night. Perfect setting for something special, right?
GetSportsFocus is brought to you by Summit Partners, leaders in growth equity investing, Ike's Love and Sandwiches, championship level sandwiches every single time, weightsandbars.com, build your home gym and shop locally from the Bay Area's best fitness equipment experts, and by South Bay Construction, a reputation built on trust.
All right, here we go. First quarter. Actually, first play of the game. Mason Chakudi with the opening play, cute sack. He was pumped. Sacred Heart Prep's got one of the best running backs in the Bay Area, one of the best athletes, actually. Andrew Latu with a big gain in the Gators' opening drive. And they scored right away. Latu, touchdown. 7-0 SHP. Next drive for the Gators. Mitchell Taylor zaps it to his 3-star national recruit wideout Carter Shaw. Spectacular grab by the senior. First down. And they scored. Latu again from inside the 5. His second of the night. 14-zip. Gators. Defense played really well and did everything perfect, pretty much. Shaw with a pick, his first of the year. Offense got back on the field, and here's Mr. All-Around two-sport athlete guy, Anthony Noto. He's headed to Brown to play lacrosse, but honestly, I think he can play both, football and lacrosse. 28-yard run to the crib by Noto. That made it 20-0 after one quarter. Second quarter, Menlo started to move the ball, but penalties and very good Gators defense held them back. Nice catch and run here by Charlie King. 2 plays later, pay close attention. One-handed snag by Andrew Latu from his linebacker position. That's a pick 6. There's no Menlo Knights player within 20 yards of Latu on his way to the end zone. Easy score, right? But right before he scored, right there, Latu flipped the ball back to his lineman RJ Stevens, who ended up with the touchdown. The most selfless play I've ever seen. Seriously. And RJ was just ecstatic. Look at him. Couldn't believe it. We're gonna get the inside scoop in this moment in a bit when I talk to RJ, but that made it 27-0 Gators. To show you a couple more clips. Captain John Chung with a declator right here. He's pumped. Menlo moved the ball, but paid the price. Nice form tackling by Charlie Stewart. That's awesome. I was here for the first half of the game, and Menlo did score at the end. Jake Bianchi scored the only touchdown for Menlo, but his 2 interceptions led to scores that hurt the Knights. Shale Kelly made the tackle right here. He had 12 total tackles in the game, by the way. And finally, Mason Chakudi. He had a very good performance from his D-line spot. 2 TFL, 8 total tackles for Mason. He dominated in the first half, and we'll end with this. Andrew Latu is a 2-way player. 16 carries, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns. On defense, he had 2 sacks, 5 total tackles, and a 74-yard pick in which he gave the 6 to this young man right here. Big man, R.J. Stevens. What a memorable night for the Gators. They'll travel down to Salinas this Friday in the first round of the CCS D1 Championship. Final score, 34-7. And now, please welcome Sacred Heart Prep's defensive tackle, R.J. Stevens.
Uh,
What's going on, man?
Not much. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I got a little artwork here right behind me.
Hey, that's fire.
So, there's a reason why I wanted to talk to you because I thought last game was, I mean, you guys dominated.
Yeah.
Uh, but this is your interview, and we want to get to know you, and you're one of the big boys, the linemen. We don't
Mhm.
normally talk to linemen for some reason. I try to, but so but we'll start with this. Tell everybody or tell us about yourself and your background as far as athletics.
Well, again, I'm RJ Stevens. I'm senior at Sacred Heart Prep. I'm athletic wise. Now I'm mainly football player, but before I was a basketball player. And I also participate in a shot put and discus as well. So three sport athlete.
Nice. Are you still gonna do basketball and track this year, or are you
Track for sure. I think I'm stepping away from the basketball because bit
ready
too
for
big
college
now.
ball?
Yeah, exactly.
So what's so you are you from um I was looking at your dad. And he looks like he played some ball back in the days.
No, he used to be in the WWE.
No
So
way.
yeah,
What?
so yeah, so that's where he gets his size from. He used to be a bodybuilder as well,
Oh,
but
okay.
so
Nice.
he tried football out in college, but it just wasn't for him though.
Nice. Nice. Well, I mean, you're at Sacred Heart Prep. It's a big time school when it comes to athletics, and I mean, it's one of those schools where athletics and academics are very, very tough.
Yeah.
So, what is it like being a student athlete there, and how do you deal with the demands of being an athlete and being a student?
Being a student athlete, it's challenging at times. Me, I'm taking what 3 APs right now, so I'm always challenging myself in the classroom as well. But you just have to learn to use your resources very well. We have a thing called office hours where you have a chance to meet with teachers and meet with your counselor to get work done. So I tend to use those a lot to make sure I'm always up to date on my work. I'm not missing any assignments, so it doesn't impact my chance to play on the field. So, just be able to manage my time well after practice, do my homework and before school or before practice and make sure I'm meeting my teachers, make sure we're on the same page. Like knowing that I get home late sometimes because of practice, but knowing that I'm still doing my best in each class and making sure to get my work in on time.
So when you started playing football over there, did you move up to varsity when you were a sophomore, or what was your journey like from freshman year to now?
So freshman year, I came in only playing basketball. So freshman and sophomore year, I only played basketball. My first year playing football was last year, my junior year. So I was automatically brought up to varsity because of my size, and most juniors at our school are automatically on varsity as well. So I was brought right into the process, but I can learn the whole game from scratch because I was never really a big football fan at first. So but everybody welcomed me in, and I learned the game one step at a time, and now I'm here. So
So you never played football before
yeah,
junior year?
yeah, I was a basketball player.
Wow, that's pretty impressive. I like that. Nice.
Thank you.
What are your other interests though? Like, I mean, I know basketball, but before that, I mean, what are the stuff that the other sports that you played?
Well, sport wise, track and field, that's something I've always done when I was younger. Shot put was a big thing. I qualified for CCS this past year. But sadly I had an ankle injury, so I couldn't participate. But besides sports, I'm a big volunteer guy. Like I volunteer a lot in my community. I live in East Palo Alto, so I tend to work a lot with local like shelters and communities around here. And then besides that, I also do acting. I'm a professional actor as well. So I've done like recently I've been on what's called The Price is Right. I was on the episode of The Price is Right.
Nice.
When I was younger, I did Double Dare. I've done a few commercials, like a Warriors commercial. I've done school plays and musicals. So I've done a bit of everything, I could say.
See, this is why we need to do more of this. I had no idea. When did you start
So,
that? Did you start at a young age? Like,
yeah, acting. Yeah, my family. I'm in a family of actors. Mainly my mom. She did Broadway when she was younger, so she kind of introduced the whole acting scene to us very young. So, I started with school plays, and then she got us like actual agents and everything. So we did auditions in LA because I used to live out there. So we did auditions, I booked commercials, book ads, book TV shows, stuff like that. So it was a very fun experience.
Wow, that is that's freaking cool.
Thank you.
Well, so you could go either entertainment, sports, and whatever. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I don't know yet. I'm again pushing this football thing as far as I can. Praying that I could go, as far as possible. Then hopefully I have my own business in whatever area I feel most confident in when I'm older.
Nice, nice. This is really cool because a lot of time, we talk to teenagers and um it seems like they have no direction. Not all of them. But usually like athletes they do, but a lot of times, they can't answer the questions. But I'm very impressed, man. That's really cool that you're you're gonna go somewhere. It just yeah, it's just a matter of like which way. So, I wanted to ask you with football. I see that you're a two-star,
Mhm.
Brandon. What's a two-star? um, talk about the football part. When did you start getting serious? I know like it's not a very long journey, but how did you get the two-star? Like when did that happen and what did you feel about how do you feel about all that stuff?
Yeah. I think once I realized football was my path I should take was after last year being able to help lead the team to a state championship. But I realized like people were saying that I was actually really good, like I could be really good if I put work into it. So that's when I started training. Shout out to my personal trainer, Jason Hardy at San Mateo College.
CSM baby,
Yeah, exactly.
right?
CSM. All the way. The personal trainer, he helped me get to where I'm at. Then again, personal trainer for my dad to put on 40 pounds over the off season. So because I gained a lot of weight to be able to be a better lineman. But with the whole two-star thing, I wasn't really striving for stars. Maybe I was just striving to be a better football player and basically tone my skills. So I went to all these camps, some big combines. I just ended up performing really well, earning some MVPs at basically all the camps I went to. I earned an MVP for the D line, which I'm very happy of and surprising for me because I know I was expecting to go all out. I was expecting just just get better and learn from the coaches that were there. But I ended up winning practically all the camps, and then Brad, Mr. Huffman came in. I saw the two stars there by the end of the beginning of the season. I was pretty happy about that, and then all the offers started coming as well. So I was I'm blessed to be where I'm at right now. Can't complain.
Nice. Yeah, I know I've been to a few games
Mhm.
more than last year. And there was this one particular play, I think it was the Los Gatos game. You got a sack
Yeah.
and then you did a little celebration. And my shooter, which is Manala, he zoomed in. And I was like, dude, did you see his arms? I was like, wait a second, man. We got to look into number 51 more. And then that's when I, did my research. I found out a little bit more about you and football. So that's awesome, man. So how's recruiting going? And I mean, the season is wrapping up. I know you guys have big plans to finish it off
Yeah.
big but how is recruiting going? And what are the schools that are looking at you?
My career's going great. I can't complain. Again, I'm blessed to be in this situation after only playing the sport for 2 years now.
Yeah,
The schools that are looking at me, the offers I have, at least for the D1s, mainly Ivies. I have Yale, Dartmouth, Cornell. I also have Davidson, University of Nevada, Reno. I think I'm missing one more. Georgetown. Yeah, I have Georgetown as well. Um,
nice.
and then a few other D3s like Claremont McKenna, Grinnell, uh, just other schools like that.
Nice. So if you were to talk to a football coach right now and sell yourself, what makes you valuable?
I'd say my best trait would be I'm coachable. Like I'm willing to learn. Like I'll drop everything I know just to learn to do what you tell me to do. Because again, I'm not selfish. I'm a team player. I'll do anything that makes the team better. I'll put my body on the line. I'll play whatever position you need me to play. I'm willing to do anything for the team's success.
So everybody, last Friday, something very special happened on the football field. I still get goosebumps thinking about it.
I do too. I do too.
So, I mean, we're gonna get into that, but I want you to talk about this team. This is a special team. I can feel it. You know, I feel something really, really special with just being you guys being around each other, and you could feel the love and the brotherhood. When you joined this team, what was that like? You know, and just what are the lessons that you've learned just being around this group and the coaches and everything?
Yeah. Well, when I joined the team, yeah, I knew a lot of the guys already because I grew up with them throughout the 3 years already, and then I knew a lot of them from other sports and just friend groups I've been part of. But I guess the culture of the team, is just very like we're brothers. Like no matter where you come from, who you are, what you play, what anything, like you're welcomed in, and we treat each other like brothers. We treat each other like family. I feel like that's the reason we've been able to do so well this year. We had our first loss against Cathedral at the beginning of the year, but I feel like again, not say it was our first game, but it was we won.
1 point.
It was a close game, so like it wasn't like we got blown out. It was a close game, but I feel like after that we turned switch. Like the captains, we all had a discussion and figured out we needed to fix the team to have a good season because we had the potential to go all the way again. It's like last year. So we talked to the team. We started fixing things. We worked harder in practice, but and then that mentality just shifted, and we were all able to come together as a brotherhood, even more so than we were last year. To start kicking some butt this year. We beat the odds. A lot of people weren't believing in us. A lot of people thought we would get smacked by like schools like MA or Gators, and Reardon. We were able to upset them. Really changed the storyline for this year. So I feel like just that connection we all have and that communication we're able to build with each other was able to push us as far as we are right now. And hopefully continue pushing down an even better path for the rest of the season.
Nice, nice. So I just came up with an idea for how we're gonna end this thing.
Okay.
But Andrew Latu, he's one of your captains.
Yep.
He's one of the leaders. I mean, you are too, but talk about your relationship with him. And did he play freshman as a varsity freshman or?
Yeah, I believe he got pulled up for playoffs. He got pulled up for playoffs. I think he played a bit as well.
But I remember, so his brother went to Sarah, but I do remember him as a sophomore.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's a sophomore.
Yeah.
And so like 3 years later, he's now a senior and he's doing big things. But talk about him and what have you learned from just being around him? And it seems like you guys have a special relationship.
Yeah. Man, that's my dog. I mean, I've known him for a while now because I know we used to train at one of I think his brother's place, Limo. We used to train there when we were younger, and we met a while ago. But again, we've had that connection for a long time. Since freshman year, like we didn't really know each other as well, but we got to know each other through just our friend group. And I feel like this year we kind of all came in, like the captains at least, we came and talked, like to set a goal for each other, like to play for each other, help each other out. I know he wanted to break our school record for rushing yards this year, so we know like I had to put my body on line to help my brother out because as a lineman, I don't really care about all like the glory and the lights. Make sure my boy and my running back looks good. So that was my goal for this year. So I feel like again we came together. That brotherhood, that connection we had was able to leap us towards on the path that we are on right now. Just I feel like me and him got very close this year, especially like we're talking more. We are able to it's like my real life brother. Honestly, I talk about everything. We talk. We always get each other hype for games. We're always telling each other to lock in. Like we're real with each other. That's the one thing about him that I can say now I don't have with much other people. Like we can be real with each other. We tell each other when we're not doing as well. We tell each other when we're doing really good, and we're just able to just like connect on a different level. Like I'm not really able to connect with most people on the team. Like Latu is just he's a beast, man. Like I'm glad to have him on my team. I'm glad to have him as a brother, and just happy to be where we are right now. Hopefully continues for as long as possible.
Nice. He seemed like a really mellow guy.
Yeah, he is.
So he's not like a loud guy, huh?
I mean, he is when he has to be. He's like one of those guys. He's silent most of the time, but when he talks, everybody listens. Like
I've seen him get intense on the field, after making a big play. Yeah. Well, since we're in the subject of that, this team is pretty interesting, and I mean, like a family, brothers. Mm-hmm. Who's like the most serious guy on this team? Like, no matter what, just flat serious. Anybody?
Okay, I'm saying myself first off because
Really? Okay.
okay, I have two people. So I'm saying first myself. I feel like me coming in, being one of the newer guys, not knowing as much, I feel to take a lot more things seriously because I'm still learning the game. I'm still trying to figure stuff out. So I don't like to. If I'm really trying to learn, I don't like
You're
messing
not
around.
messing around.
And when it comes to the game, like yeah, I'll have a bit of fun. But I'm like, I'm trying to win this game, especially this year because I feel like we had a lot to prove this year too. A lot of our doubters after last year. So I feel like I could tend to be very serious, and I feel like yeah, I think Latu would probably be the second
Yeah,
one of
the
the guys for on game day. Like I'll walk to the locker room, he's laying on the floor, headphones on, sheet over his face or jacket or whatever. He's just locked in. No one's talking to him. He's stretching, doing his thing. He's locked in, ready to destroy somebody in his way during the game. I feel like we can both be very serious at during a lot of times because we both have a goal to complete. We'll do anything to get there and complete it.
Nice. Now on the flip side, who's the goofiest in this team?
Goofiest. I want to shout out my boy Trent Malinowskis. I think he got a sack during the Menlo game, number 75.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, that's one of my best friends. He's always I won't say like the team clown, but he keeps spirits high. Like when we're times down, he's always a guy to go to make sure everybody's still feeling well. During practice, he'll like joke around a bit just to make sure everybody's still spirits are high no matter a win or loss. But he's just I love that guy to death. So I gotta shout him out. I think he's one of the funniest guys I know.
What about the one who's like just ultra intense?
Ultra intense.
Like just like super, super like yeah.
I think that's gotta be John Chung. Uh yeah. I think you saw that at the Menlo game. I think you saw
Yeah.
he could get, I feel like, especially for Menlo, because that was his old school. He has a history with them. So I feel like he could be very intense when it comes to close games. I know he's always one of our captains to help speak up, make sure he gets everybody on that intense level to be ready to go kick some butt. So I feel like he could be one of our intense factors to make sure everybody's, ready to go to war.
Nice, nice. Well, man, this has been an interesting conversation. That was supposed to be 5 to 10 minutes. I think we're way past that. But hey, this is cool though because we're getting to know you, and I think it's awesome that you're involved in a lot of things. And I was expecting just all sports from you, but it's good to know that you have this acting path that you can get into. So I'm gonna do this. Check this out. What happened last Friday was almost like a movie. First of all, the lighting, the scenery, the rivalry, I mean, the crowd, it was so awesome. For the people who haven't really seen the footage, tell us what actually happened in the second quarter.
Yeah, that was second quarter. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what happened? We're on defense. I can't remember exactly the down and distance, but I believe it was supposed to be a screenplay. I rush up, I get to the quarterback, but the old lineman left, so I could tell it was a screen, but I was too far in the backfield to do anything. And then I turn around, the ball's gone. I see Latu get a one hand pick, and I'm like, okay, I see him take off. So I'm running with him. I see the quarterback trying to go block him, so I'm just gonna run with Latu, block the quarterback. I'm just gonna run with them. Then the quarterback lays off. I'm like, oh, it's just me and Latu. So I'm like, just for fun, I'm trying to race him to the end zone because I was expecting or like try to celebrate with him or something because it's senior night under the lights against our biggest rivals, Menlo, Valpo Bowl. So like, why not get a nice little moment between us? Like just have him while he scores. I think would have been his fourth touchdown, I believe, third or fourth. So we're running, and we get to the 10-yard line. He starts slowing down. I'm like, why are you slowing down? I say out loud. I'm like, try to high five him, and then he puts his hand back. I'm like. And then my hands are out. He just passes me the ball, laterals to me, and I just run into the end zone with a touchdown. I'm like, it was so surreal. Like under the lights, everybody's cheering. I'm running, yelling at the ball up in one hand, going crazy, jumping with my friends, all the other linemen, like super proud of me. Latu, I talked to him. We celebrate on the sideline and everything. It's just it was a dream come true. It was a movie. Like it's a lineman's dream to score a touchdown. I've always had a dream, especially even though me being very new to the sport, it was always like, I want to get a touchdown before I graduate, have it on the biggest stage of them all during Valpo, during our under the lights at home. I can't I can't complain. I loved it, and it's a touchdown. No matter how I got it, it's still a touchdown. So I love Lottie for that, man. Like he didn't have to do that, but him being the humble guy he is, the great guy he is, he passed it back to me, and made one of my dreams come true. And I'm be grateful for him for the rest of my life for that.
Man, I mean, I'll tell you what I saw. I saw him pick the ball, and I got so confused because it was. I mean, the lighting was awesome in person, but for the picture people and the camera people,
Kind of hard.
a little dark.
Mm-hmm.
So I kept the camera on him, and then all of a sudden he did this, and I'm like, "Who had the ball?" I was like, and then I saw you celebrating. I was like, "Whoa!" And then I asked people, and they're like, "Oh, did you see it? Did you see it?" And then somebody told me. I was like, "Oh, okay, so that's what happened." So I looked at my footage. I was like, "Okay, I did get it, but I wasn't sure at that time." So,
Mm-hmm.
and then now I've watched it like 4 or 5 times, and we'll probably roll it during this interview so that
Yeah.
people can understand. But that was like I immediately thought about it. I was like, man, that's like a Disney movie or something.
Football version of High School Musical.
Yeah, yeah. So if there was a movie made about that play, about this story, you could play yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Who would play Andrew?
I think Andrew would have to play Andrew. I mean, it would be a hard role, Andrew is
Yeah,
embarrassed
sure.
to himself. I feel like he play himself.
Who would play John?
I can't even tell you about that one.
We should like revisit this idea and create like a cast.
Yeah, the whole cat. Yeah,
Be like who would play who who would play Carter?
we would play coach. Yeah, that'd
Who
be
would play Coach? That would be awesome.
our own little
Well,
musical.
no, man, that was that's a moment right there that I mean you said it's that's eternal, dude. That I mean you're gonna remember that for the rest of your life. You're gonna there's videos, there's photos of it. I'm sure that will be played, and you guys will be at somebody's wedding, and that thing's gonna come up. It's such an awesome moment, and for that to happen that night, and rivalry game, the only night game of the year, right? It's like perfect. It was perfect,
Yep.
and it was awesome. So I gotta hit up Andrew and get his version of that.
Yeah, man. So
But
crazy.
so we're going to the playoffs this week. You guys got Salinas, I believe, right?
Yep, Gasolinas. Excellent.
Really a really good program. You guys are on the road, or are they coming over?
On the road, we're heading up there.
Nice, nice. Okay. Um, what what are you thinking as far as like, you know, this whole playoff picture? It's been a great journey for you guys, but how do you want to wrap this thing up, this whole season up, with your brothers?
Yeah, I feel like our biggest thing is just don't change our game. Our games are working all year. Keep pushing each other, keep being intense during practice. Just keep telling the small things to be able to fix up all those small mistakes we've had all year. And I feel like if we stick to ourselves, keep being ourselves, and stick to our game, I feel like we'll be able to make it back to the state championships again.
Yeah, you guys are really entertaining to watch, by the way. I
Thank
mean,
you.
I love the energy. I mean, you guys play clean. It's like, and the coaching staff are cool. Like, one of the coaches, I forgot his name, but he always comes up to me every time I go to SHP and be like, "Hey, you're here again. Great to see you."
The one that's always yelling,
I think so. Yeah.
Coach Dove. Shout out Coach Dove. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, it's always a great environment over there, and I'm glad you guys are doing really really well. But as far as you, man, I mean, who are the people that have made a difference in your life so far that you would like to thank? And then we can end it with this.
Yeah. Mainly my family, my little sister, Samora, she pushes me to be the best who I am. Like you see in the picture, she's there. Then my dad, for being my trainer, always again being harsh on me, but that love, that hard love, rough love to keep me going. My mom for always being my biggest supporter. My girlfriend for always, supporting me as well. And then again, just the whole football staff and team, all my teammates, for allowing me to be part of this journey and get to the place where I'm at right now. thankful for everybody and God. We thank God too. Can't forget God. I should have said that first, but you know, I'm blessed to be where I'm at right now, and I hope to continue on this journey for as long as possible.
Nice. And I always ask student athletes, like, if you can give the freshman RJ an advice, what would it be? I'm sure you were a lot skinnier back then.
Yeah, that's about what, like 180, 190 around there. So, if I give my freshman self some advice, I'll say just keep pushing, keep working hard, because it'll all pay off in the end. Like, just don't give up, keep doing work, keep focusing on school, keep focusing on sports. You know, you'll be happy by the end of it.
Nice. Well, man, I'm glad we got to talk. Maybe in a few years when you're accepting an Emmy or a Grammy or a Super Bowl ring or whatever, I can brag about this interview. Hey, I interviewed him. You know. So, but you have my contact if there's ever anything that you need, you know, as far as, you know, the stuff that we do. I mean, you know, just send a text, and man, we're gonna be following you guys the rest of the way. I'm excited for you and your team, and you know, it's definitely been a special, very special year so far, and you know, I wish you guys luck, and man, keep balling.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.
Yeah, you too, man.